Hello friends, how are you today? I'm so excited to share this interpretation of the Schumann energy with you and what it means about our human experience and what we're going through at the moment. I've got a secret interpretation for you today because that seems to be the theme on the chart. I have a free report that I'm offering. It's a new one. I just put it out yesterday. It's for the full moon. And there's a lot in the full moon energies that I'm actually going to pull from that report for this interpretation of the Schumann. Let me just show you a picture of it. Here we go. So there's a link. I'll put a link in the description and you can download a free copy. I'm testing to see, to gauge interest. And I'm also, grateful for you guys, my viewers, for being here. I really appreciate you. This has been my guidance. It's been to do this. It's been so interesting to see the matchup between the astrology energies and the Schumann. And what I find is it deepens the interpretation for me and deepens my ability to have a context for the Schumann of what's going on. So at any rate, my combined astrology Schumann videos have been some of my most popular. So I thought I would share this with you, and please download it and then let me know what you think. I'd love to hear it. Okay, so this is the overall theme, and this is why I used this thumbnail. There's a quiet build to victory happening. It's interesting because there's this kind of curtain of green light on the Schumann this morning, and I feel like the message is stay focused on what you are building. Don't let anyone get you down by their communications, by their narrative. The astrology energies are saying that war is by communication right now. And so don't let it affect you. Don't play into that, because that's what the energies show. And so this is what I'm seeing in the Schumann. Look at this, okay? We have this green curtain. Today's November 10th. And it's interesting because most of the green curtain is in the lower hertz of the chart. This goes from 0 up here to 40 hertz. And coincidentally, this chart mirrors human brainwaves. Well, so most of it up from here to here where this green bar is, this is in our subconscious and unconscious. Then you have the alpha waking state and maybe the very beginning of beta here. And now here at 20 hertz, you have this beta line. That's really interesting. So in my view, the way I usually interpret this is that we are paying attention, because the beta hertz brainwaves at the mid-level, which is where 20 is, are about thinking, observing, like we're actively engaged at that level. So the black charts give us some more information. So we are still in the higher end, but not the very high end of the frequency range for green. So I've been using 25.2 as kind of an important marker, and you can see that half the day we were there yesterday by this chart. It's interesting because we're still in the frequencies at 8.32 hertz, which is still at the higher end of the range. I mean, the very high end previously has been 8.33. We saw that I think about 3 or 4 weeks ago, but we even saw 8.5, which I do not remember seeing in the past. So we're grooving here still at the higher, we still have access to these higher energies. Amplitudes are low. Look at this dramatic rise up right here in red, but we're at 4 in red. So keep that in mind when you look at the chart. And then, qualities are just sort of low. I don't even think I can say to mid at this point. So this is what I think is happening from an intuitive standpoint. And then I'm going to give you a little inspiration. The curtains of green light here, What I want to propose to you is the human collective, are we hiding something valuable, right? Because the green is like a curtain. And we all know this is a critical time for humanity. We just had the U.S. midterm elections. There's important stuff going on all around the world. And so the elections are really, on this chart, they were really more on the 9th, because we have almost day-night reversal in the United States with this chart, which is based in Tomsk. And, you know, there's a guardedness with this green curtain. So maybe we're hiding something valuable, and that relates to the full moon, because with Venus and the Sun in Scorpio at the full moon, that's deep secrets, especially Venus at 20 degrees conjunct this really special star, especially hiding like spiritual information, occult information. But Venus, we have a lot of passions with Venus about how we feel about what's the most important things in our lives. Yet it's at this secret degree. And then we have a green curtain on the Schumann, mostly in our, unconscious and subconscious, and then just breaking into alpha, and then the very beginning of, our thinking brainwaves, or beta, low beta. So do you see how this matches so well? It's so interesting. So that's what I think. Sorry. So that's what I think here. And with the most potent energies in the lower hertz here, and even, we've got this red and yellow, so we've engaged with something. A little bit of bright spot here, so maybe we have some eureka moments where we do bring it to the surface. But with the most potent energies in the lower hertz, even we don't fully understand exactly what's going on with us. What do we truly desire? And what do we wish to express? Like, we're deeply engaged, but we're not ready to really talk about it in a way where we can really explain the details. That's what I see here. Yet we have courage. Okay, we have courage with us moving above the 25.2 in frequencies. So amplitudes are quiet. We're not ready to take the action. Qualities are low. Okay, so we're going on memories of soul, on something deeply buried. We don't have like super direct, clear access to it, but we are backed up by divinity, right? In the frequency range, which has been peaking. Isn't this cool how you can interpret this like this for the human experience? I just love this so much. It's really a joy. Ooh, it's so exciting. Okay, so this is from my report. So this is a forward look at upcoming transits. Now here's where I want to make a recommendation to you. With Jupiter's retrograde right now. That means it's going backwards. It's contracting, it's reviewing, and now it just entered Pisces at the full moon, and it's in deeply karmic territory. But on the 24th of November, like right around or before Thanksgiving, it's going to start moving forward. And as it moves forward, it's going to touch 0 Aries at the solstice. Now, what does this mean? It means this influence of big expansion moves to the biggest expression of that, 0 degrees of Aries, pioneering, taking on new projects, inventing things at the solstice. Now, in the north, right, in the northern hemisphere, it's a winter solstice. So there's a quietness again to this. In the south, you're going to be able to be more open. And that's from this report, which I'll put the link to below. I think that for those of us who really want to move forward in our lives. We want to create, we want to engage, and we don't want to get dragged down by this spiritual warfare, this psychological warfare, right? Which is at the full moon, Mars was still in Gemini. So there's a lot of crazy communications right now. So here are my thoughts on this, okay? Let's focus on the personal. This is about the quiet build to victory. Jupiter at 0 degrees at the solstice and at the winter solstice. And what's winter about? Okay, and I'm speaking obviously to those of us in the Northern Hemisphere. But winter is about dreaming on the seeds in the ground, knowing they will spring forth in spring. So what we're doing here in the back half of the natural year is we are preparing, and we're preparing to burst forth in the spring of 2023. So keep working on the build in your life based on your deepest values. This is the reason that I do this work, this consciousness work, explaining about energies, the Human Energy Workshop. When I think about our society and I think about how can I contribute, it's my view that we need to create better people, right? Better people. And it starts with ourselves by being better people. People who will make the higher choices, who will consider morals, values, duties, responsibilities when they make their choices in life. People who can't be compromised or corrupted or brainwashed by these rather simple techniques that have been used over and over and over throughout history. We are learning. We need to be aware of the parasitic force in the world, the force of lies, deceit, and delusion. You can recognize this force by your innate human senses, whether it's physical or non-physical. You have the capability. God created you that way. You are a child of the Creator with a living soul in living human form. Trust yourself and your relationship with divinity within you, that you will receive as you work quietly to build to victory. To me, this is the winning energy in these times.